That's why he gets all the credit for the championship and 3 straight finals and the fact that this organization's relevant again. I mean, all of it's LeBron's own doing. And every team in the league would take it, except for Golden State. Over the last 3 years, every team in the league would take it.
LeBron, only if Golden State wins this year.
Exactly right. Yeah.
That's the only way now. They're not.
And Golden State, by the way, wouldn't have taken it prior to them adding Kevin Durant. Like they were even in the series, yes. And they wouldn't have taken it prior to that. LeBron is such a lightning rod for criticism that all of a sudden he is now being criticized where, well, when you have LeBron on your team, you're just so consistently good. You're not going to get these young blue-chip prospects. You're always a championship contender, so you're always signing guys trying to win a championship. There is no team in the league, in the NBA in the last 40 years, aside from San Antonio, that's been able to seamlessly transition from one championship contender to another to a third. They went from a Robinson-based team to a Duncan-based team to a Kawhi Leonard-based team. By the way, the reason they got Duncan was because in the era, they bottomed out 1 year. You never bottom out with LeBron. You never have a high draft pick with LeBron. You always need win-now guys with LeBron, and he brings some scrutiny with him. It's the best kind of scrutiny. It's the scrutiny that guarantees, as has been the case the last 7 seasons, you play in the final game of the year. Every year for the last 7, LeBron has played in the last game of the year. That's in Miami. That's in Cleveland. The idea that he's brought this upon himself as if it's a negative thing, as that article indicates to a degree, well, I just reject the premise of it.
I don't know if they said it's a negative in that people wouldn't want to choose it. It's negative in that, like what you mentioned before, you've traveled around with Michael Jordan. With that comes a regular season postgame. There's 1,000 people around you at all times.
The Bulls, when Jordan left, what did they do?
Went in the tank when he left for real.
Yes.
No, but of course, and that's exactly what it is.
I mean, it's all part of winning championships. I mean, We've seen San Antonio in the NBA, and we have seen New England in the NFL, the teams that have been able to dominate beyond 10 years, and it wasn't because of just the organization, because of their star players. New England basically 1 player, 1 coach. In San Antonio, based on 3 players, that being David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now Kawhi Leonard, and the coach. So how do you do it? It's hard to impossible to do. No one else has done it.
Every great team has bottomed out once their great player's done being great. Like the Lakers, they win. They have Shaq and Kobe. Then Shaq bounces. They don't get out of the first round for 3 years. Then they have another year with Shaq and with Kobe and Powell. And when Kobe deteriorates, now they're a lottery team. You mentioned the Bulls. We can go the Rockets when Olajuwon aged out of it. This is where LeBron's a victim of his own success. And I say that in this way. If LeBron's age and if his performance trajectory mirrored his age trajectory, no one would blame him for this. People would say, okay, when Dwayne...
It was like Kobe.
Yeah, it was like Kobe, or it was like D. Wade, or it was, okay, listen, the team got too old, and so now they're not as good anymore. But because LeBron's maintained this level, and then it's like, oh, look at these old guys he brought in. They're not championship contenders anymore. That's only noteworthy because he still is at that level. The idea that the negative of we have all this extra scrutiny, like, okay, that's fine. If you'd rather be Milwaukee, that's great. If you'd rather be what the Heat became the moment LeBron left, that's great. And
they still had D. Wade and Bosh.
Still had D. Wade and Bosh and Pat Riley, and guess what that gets you? Not nothing. Like Is
there something to be said for the fact that now Cleveland sits having no idea what's happening next year, no idea how to really plan for it in any way?
What about the Lakers? It's the Lakers when they lost Kobe.
Yeah.
How would they do that? Either the draft capital that they have, either decisions that they've made in the past.
Right.
In Cleveland, the reason why they don't have anything is based on the owner. It's not LeBron's contract. It's based on the owner. When the owner decided not to bring back the general manager last year, there's a tremendous domino effect. The last domino to fall is going to be LeBron leaving town. All right? Didn't sign him back. Kyrie forced a trade. Now you have the roster that you have, and LeBron is going to leave.
And if you listen to that GM, I'll be quick here. If you listen to that GM in a lot of the interviews he's done recently, he believes that had he been retained, they might have been able to salvage it with Kyrie. And none of this discussion is going on if Kyrie's still there, because if Kyrie's still there, it's not a foregone conclusion that LeBron is leaving.
Jenna, Brian Windhorst, let me give you a little information about him. Do you know his background? Do you know where he came from?
No.
Nick, let's tell her.
Okay, yeah, I mean, he went to the same high school as LeBron. He covered he's older than LeBron.
I know he's been covering
but
LeBron
he's covered
since he was like
LeBron
14.
16. Yep.
Yeah, that's the LeBron James effect. Hey, you got a guy that knows LeBron from high school. Now he's a prominent on TV.
He went from the Cleveland Plain Dealer.
That's the LeBron James effect.
After he's covering LeBron
You wouldn't be
Cleveland.
reading an article by Brian Windhorst for ESPN and all this if the LeBron James effect. So, yeah, LeBron has had an effect. It's been way more positive than these few little negatives.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.